Dallas Cowboys. It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas.
Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. First play, Watson to the air.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ford.
The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Second down at 4. Now Watson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Man, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, this guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Following the interception, here's Prescott. That's to the tight end, Davidson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Prescott from the gun. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
After the sack on 1st down, Prescott. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
On the return from his end zone is Grant. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped it to 17.
The Browns drive about to get started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope they'll recover.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Again, they turn to Ford. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. But, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the turkey bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember reading about, the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962. They sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember
the ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears weren't realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And the final number on Next Gen Stats, how about this? 71 yards through the air. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Open man Lamb, it's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Prescott. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper. 17 yards, 1st down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. The Cowboys at 9-1 on the year. They've been flawless these last couple months, winners of 9 in a row.
And let's give them a ton of credit because in a league that's built on any given Sunday, any team can win. To run off this kind of a streak, this kind of a number, that's pretty darn impressive.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Here's Pollard again. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
The running game's played a huge part in getting them down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
Now a give here to Pollard. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around a finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see, and they'll call that one every time.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Pollard diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taken from about the 12. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you plan on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
On 2nd and 9, Watson.
Yeah, they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day. But you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a 3rd game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the 3rd one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Well, I think the hope is, you know, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but They were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That's good for 28 yards.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs. In this case, the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now Prescott.
Pass to Tony Pollard out of the backfield. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Pollard.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Tony Pollard with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year.
And they are able to add on to their advantage. Point after, right down the middle.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16 and able to get this out to the 25.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
On 1st down, Watson.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Watson off play action.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A first down throw for Prescott. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
On third down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
This one fielded at the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Early down stuff will put this offense in precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. Watson. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room. We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
On second down, it's Pollard. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
52 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
On third down, it's Pollard. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw. Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
After the interception, here's Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Wright. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just...
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Martin Emerson. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3.
This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Prescott to throw it.
Open man is Davidson, the tight end.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the 3rd.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
From the end zone, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Prescott, they're going to throw for it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
The Browns drive about to get started.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. A shotgun snap for Watson. They'll roll him out right. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Osa Odighizuwa with the effort there to earn the sack.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. They'll send a receiver in motion left. To try again after the sack. Watson under pressure again, and down he goes again. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? Back to throw. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
This is Ford. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5.
They run with Ford. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And that's on the guard, Wyatt Teller.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. To throw is Watson.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The tight end, David Njoku, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Now it's Watson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Ford. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. Now Watson going to sneak it. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Almost want to go Shakespeare here. My kingdom for a yard. Quarterback sneak, nothing doing.
Better be careful. Shakespeare might sue you.
Yeah, he might come get me, right? Good luck with that, Bard.
This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. On the ground, it's Ford. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns.
Jerome Ford. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns get a bit closer. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And that's to the tight end, Davidson.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down.
He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Prescott. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Tony Field drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away.
Pulled in at the 24. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
On 1st down, it's Watson. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
He's going to let this one go deep. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Anthony Schwartz
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Browns have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by York is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds across the 50. Great return.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively. move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, then he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
Escaping the press, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing, Prescott. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A very solid gain of 27.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 35-yard line. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Now Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Davidson. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 22-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Slot man moves right. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's Prescott.
Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches.
And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Browns drive about to get started.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Watson to throw.
Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
To throw, Watson. Into the hands of Cooper.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the 1st down. Got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as they understand where they are on the field?
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Here's Watson. Completes to Njoku.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Watson.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down. They'll get 19 yards there, and it'll give the Browns a 1st down.
Now Watson. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys have just about sewn up this football game.
That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time, ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the sneak, not what he was hoping for, and it's third down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Well, Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf, and today that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason,